It is safe to say that none of Rihanna's guests to her Savage by Fenty fashion show have been as surprising as Johnny Depp. After winning that defamation case against Amber Heard, he's making all the efforts to return to his life as an entertainer. Right after winning that trial, Johnny had a grand music tour with Jeff Beck that brought his rock and roll act to many countries. He also began filming his next project in which he will play King Louis XV. But what's relevant about Savage by Fenty is that this was an official acceptance of Johnny as a survivor, since Rihanna herself is a survivor of abuse. Of course, this triggered not only Amber Heard's fans, who claimed that this was full of bad taste, but also tremendous reactions from Johnny's fan base. And Johnny was aware of this, so it would not be a surprise that someone who is so good at commanding his own body language to project emotions would make sure to send one or two hidden messages in that appearance. Also, since he has more than a decade of experience as a producer in the film industry, it's not far-fetched that he might have suggested angles so we could better appreciate those emotions. Now, to have a reference of what we are about to watch, let's first review the teaser that he posted on his Instagram account. It was this one that is full of color, and, well, you can appreciate that in these reactions. It's more like a prepared way of showcasing the event. This is already the video. Let's go back. Oddly enough, in the teaser that he showed on his Instagram account, there are no hidden messages. It was just pure and simple marketing. The expressions that he had in there, well, this one is that this is the usual "what the F is going on" expression. You know, that's Johnny's signature facial expression. I don't know what is going on. This one, this serious, is a nice one too. It's a bit more like a penetrating gaze. A rock star pose with some kind of, what is this, like stardust or something? Like, I couldn't be bothered. This one was interesting, more like defensive, like I want to protect myself after everything that has happened. Well, that makes sense. And I love this one, not just by the color, I love this combination of colors, but that expression of, oh yeah, I did it, babe. I survived, I'm coming from the depths. This is coming, let's go back and forward again. I like that pose. And the color was nice too. And yeah, no, this is the, what is going on? What is going on? Turn off that camera. Yeah, I think the teaser on his Instagram account was more marketing than anything else. Now, this was his actual appearance on the show. Let's just watch it and have a first glimpse, have a first feeling of what is he's trying to project, and then we are going to each and every one of those expressions that I marked there beforehand. Yes, it was a nice yellow tones, very warm, a bit of slow motion, quite dramatic. It's quite fast. I think it's like 30 seconds or so, and that's it. So let's review this from the very beginning. As usual, we have to be aware of the symbols. All these productions, every single one of these productions are based on symbols. They want to convey a message, and they want to convey that message not only in words, which we don't have here, but also maybe in music. I can't play the music without triggering copyright, so we're gonna just focus on the body language. And not only the color with is a yellow tint, very warm, very very nice. I don't know which was the tint for the other celebrities invited, but in this case was very very warm. So the tint in this case, the yellow tone, the yellow hue, is suggesting us to appreciate Johnny as warm. It's very different from what we saw in the teaser. We will have this cooler tones. Some of them are quite dramatic. It's very different from this to this. And the first expression, I think the marker is around here. It's the first expression, that one. That first expression is the combination of a smile with feeling vulnerable. He has his face almost absolutely relaxed. There's a hint of a smile. That's why I put the two sizes, because sometimes if we zoom in too much with the quality of the video, we could lose some kind of sight of what is going on. So it's better to have two two levels of zoom to better appreciate this. But you can see that there's a hint of a smile, and yes, it could be that he feels maybe a bit tired or weary, or he wants to give that impression. But I think the word is feeling vulnerable. He wants to show that vulnerability again. It's no wonder that after what he went through, not only these months but all these years, well, he wants to learn how to be vulnerable again, and of course trust again. So going forward, you see that smile is reinforced. He wants to give that to the fans, to his fans. It's like, I'm all right, guys. I'm have to thank you for this. I think that's part of the message he wants to convey, always with a bit of mystery. And how does he convey mystery? Because you know that Johnny knows his business, and part of his business is being a mysterious man, had that aura of mystery, and he projects that right now, hiding one of his hands, his left hand, the hand that is most related to our emotions. So even if he's smiling at this point, he's already smiling, he is giving a hint that his emotions are maybe quite complex, and we cannot know every single detail of them. You can confirm that he was hiding his left hand because he goes away from the tree that he was leaning in, goes a couple steps, and his hand is still behind his back. It's not after 2 steps that he begins to swing it like the other. Again, the expression that he has is totally relaxed. It's very different. I'm going to compare that. Look at this expression. Different expression from what he showed in the teaser. And the teaser was much more intense. I think that he knew that it was going to be faster, just like 9 or 10 seconds. So his expression, his body language had to be more impactful. But right here, he has 30 seconds in this case. So he allowed himself to be a bit more playful. And yes, show that, again, that vulnerability. That must be the reason why he looks away at some point, especially at the beginning. It's like maybe he didn't want to overwhelm the camera or us with his gaze. He wanted to see like he's aware of his surroundings, his like whatever happens, whatever kind of threats come from a side of the road. And yes, we don't have a smile anymore. This moment we have a very neutral expression. Very, very neutral expression. What do you think? Why do you think he has a neutral expression now? But in this moment, I don't know if it's dodging or trying to dodge the branches of the tree above him. He lowers his head. And it's a very interesting gesture because it's like, yeah, we feel like he's bowing his head to us, like thanks to you, like being thankful of so much his fans did for him. And that's when he walks into the strongest light of the moment. He raises his chin a bit in here. Notice that is this part of the body language narrative. This is something that you do in acting. This is something that you set up as a director. I don't know who directed this show, but notice that he comes from, I'm gonna rewind, he comes from the dark, okay, and gets out, and then he can raise his chin like victorious. That is the symbol that they are trying to use. That is the symbol that he's projecting. I'm victorious. I'm raising my chin. I'm into the light. I can finally come out and say, well, here I am. And he smiles again. And he has just a hint of a playful smile in there. Again, you can see that that's a bit of an asymmetrical smile. It's easier to see thanks to his mustache. So there it is. A bit wary, a bit that gets, you know, that he also has that good guy gaze right there. And this angle was funny because when I saw him in this angle, I thought he was like a Japanese samurai or something, like with a robe and with his hair tied around in a ponytail. He looked like a samurai in there. And the high contrast was very interesting. The dark background, the dark hair, the dark robe, and his skin was an amazing camera angle, amazing shot. And at the same time, it was in slow motion, very subtle slow motion. He keeps walking into the light. This shot was a bit more relaxed. Notice that the shot we have before is closer on him, right? And after this brief middle part, we have a more relaxed shot. Relaxed in terms that the camera is a bit farther from the subject. Okay, we can see his whole body right now. And yes, he's relaxed, has a nice strut. So you can see how in just 30 seconds you can cram a whole story of tension, of coming out to the light and being more relaxed or being more comfortable of being out there. Now you're gonna watch his pace and you're gonna notice that it's much more confident than at the beginning of the clip. There it is, much more confident. He's swinging his shoulders a lot more. Even so, he still has that, the bit of, now we have more light. He has again that bit of vulnerability, like feel comfortable being vulnerable. That is part of his personality. And I'm sure that he really wanted to show it here because he knew that so many people that has supported him through, everything were going to be looking forward to him. And this is a silent message to his fans, like, thank you for helping me getting into the light and being able to walk tall again. Immediately after that, he looks upwards, like a hopeful gesture. That he's not looking at anything in that moment. I don't think I saw the behind the scenes, and there was no such as a point of interest over him. He just did it as a signal, like he's hopeful. For what? Well, for the future, because he's walking to the right of the screen at that moment, and walking to the right of the screen means that he's going forward, and that is a very subtle signal that he's hopeful for the future. And right at the end, he comes and just leans in a tree. What do you think that tree symbolizes? That tree is a symbol for something. He's leaning into that tree. I think that tree, that massive tree, is his fans. He's leaning into his fans at that moment. It must be the reason he made that move. And it's a bit to project the idea that no matter how, confident he might look, no matter how much of this we have, okay, these two poses, this marketing poses, he needs some support. He thanks your support, and there is a symbol that, the tree has grown over time, and his audience has grown over time, and he's leaning onto the tree. So you tell me if that is not a symbol of, that achievement of have so many people that love him. One of the things I love from video production is that there are so many things that you can convey just with colors, with movements, with body language. This is like a silent movie. We're watching a silent movie and he's telling a story with just colors, his body, and his facial expression. And this is the kind of lessons that we should learn. And this is the kind of lessons that we should learn to be able to project whatever we want to say, but with our bodies. It's not that we are going to become actors or something. Well, we might become, but it's not necessary. We just have to know how to use our bodies to convey a message that supports our words. Because yes, we are usually talking, and that is fairly easy to do, But how do we combine both words and our voice and our bodies and our facial expressions so we can make a higher impact? That's the beauty of body language. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And remember to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and bliss.